Hello everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to talk about groupby in MySQL. So far in MySQL we have seen how to create a table, how to insert data into the table, how to fetch data from the table, how to sort the table based on any column and few more concepts. So today we'll see what is groupby and why it is used and how it is helpful in grouping any table based on a column. So we'll see that. Let's move forward with the session and see how groupby is helpful. Here we go. Now, what is groupby doing? It is grouping a table based on any column which we have mentioned. Now, we'll talk about conditions on that too, but for now, let's first focus on what actually grouping means. So imagine we are grouping based on any column, let's say city or the address where people belong to. So groupby is basically trying to find out how many distinct cities are there in the entire table. So grouping based on a column happens, as in we need to group the entire table, the data of entire table. So the whole agenda behind grouping is to know the distinct entities in a particular column. Imagine we are grouping based on a particular department. So the groupby result set will give us the number of rows belonging to different departments. Now the question arises, if one department is having multiple rows, if in the entire table one department contains many repetition, many people are belonging to the same department, so which particular person's data should be replicated in the result set? So that's the question. So we'll understand that too. So for now we have to first run a groupby query and then see that how it works, and then we'll understand which row from amongst that particular group is being fetched in the result set. So let me run a query on this workbench. So this is our table. I'll quickly run the select star from table name so that we can see a fresh result set, how it looks like. So select star from table name will fetch us the current status of the table. It is giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 10 and 11. So 8 and 9 are not there. So we used it for deleting query. But from this table, whatever we are having, we can group based on any one of the columns. Okay. So let's try and do it. Now let's run a query on this table and see how groupby is working. Let's group based on the department. So what does this statement means? Select star from table name. Group by department. Now, the meaning of this statement is we want to fetch a result set wherein the entire table should be grouped based on only the department column, as in how many distinct departments are there. So we'll first see the result sets and then we'll decide that, and then we'll understand that how is this department column so important here. So now you have to exactly calculate the number of rows available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have to know that we have 9 rows available right now. When we run this query, exactly, we get some around 6 results. That clearly means we have 6 distinct departments in our table, because the grouping has been done based on the column which we have mentioned in the query. So department is a column which has been mentioned in the query and the grouping has been done. Now you must be wondering that why only, from manual testing probably there were more people, and from Selenium also there were probably more people. So why only this person got listed? Why only this person got listed in Selenium, and so on. Now there's a simple logic to this, that the person who is the first entry to the table will only be displayed. Now to show you the comparison between the exact table and the results after group by, we can open the table in the new tab so that you can have a look on how our table is actually like. So I'll open a new query tab here, and in that query tab I'll run a query, select star from employee. So this is the current table actually. Okay, so this is how it look like. We have somewhat around 9 data here, and now we'll compare it with the current result of the group by query, which is select star from table name group by any one of the columns. Let's say we choose department here. Now imagine here in the manual testing. Now from the manual testing department, ID number 1, this person belongs to that department. Same ID number 3 also belongs to manual testing, and yeah, so these two people belong to the manual testing. But in our group by result set, only ID number 1 replicated because it is the first entry. The entry which is the first entry, or which entered first into the table, will be displayed here. So talking about the second department, which is Selenium, ID number 2, this person belongs to Selenium, and ID number 6 also belongs to Selenium, and ID number 10 also belongs to Selenium. But when it will be grouped, only one entry will be replicated. So it will be the first entry to the table, which will be ID number 2. So if you go back and see, we must be seeing that yes, only ID number 2 from the Selenium department is resulted as the result set. Same happens with all other entries in the department. Let's say it's MySQL, so we have ID number 4 belonging to it and nobody else. So of course this person will only be duplicated, and same goes for performance testing and API testing. Now there's something called null, which is also a distinct entry, considered as a distinct entry. So if there's nothing, it is also one of the entries. So separately, so in the group by, it will be a separate row presented. So that's about the group by using one column, wherein we are trying to write a query using this syntax: select star from table name group by department. Now when we are doing it group by department, the result which is coming is based on that particular column which we have mentioned, and from that column distinct entities will be chosen, and only one entries amongst them will be resulted here. So that's about group by. We'll learn a lot more in group by about using having a clause which restricts, which applies a condition on the result set, same as where is doing, where clause is doing to select statements. Similarly, having works in the group by. So we'll see that too, and we'll also see how to group by using two different columns as well. So moving forward with the session, this is the syntax of group by, if you can have a look. So select statement, whatever, select star or select any particular column. If you want to do select statement, then group by some column name. So it can be column 1 or comma column 2 also. So we can see multiple columns also. And then there is having statement, which is the condition, which is applying condition and restricting the number of data set in the results. So that is the syntax. So if we just see, there's another example given here. So select only, let's say we just want to print the gender from some table. Select gender from some table name, which is members, group by gender. So it will print 2 rows, and one will be male and one will be female. So that's how the result will look like, because if suppose if there's a null entry, then of course another null will also be printed, but usually it will be like that. Now you can also group based on multiple columns. Now how does that work actually? How does multiple column operate? So what we can do, we can group using one column comma second column. Now this needs a little bit of more understanding here of the group by. So what we can do, we can use one more query for group by using single column, which will make it more clear to you, and then we'll apply multiple columns. So let's write one more group by query. So if we just copy this, and we'll group now based on the address. So what happens here is, now, so we are trying to group based on the address. So we'll get the result sets based on different cities, people belonging to different cities. So if I just show you one more time how our table actually look like, select star from table name. This is the exact table. We have so many cities. We have Mumbai, we have Kolkata, Delhi, and then Chennai, Kerala. So we have to see how many result sets are coming when we actually try to group based on the address. So we'll just run this query, and when we run, we get somewhat around 5 entries. So if I just go back to this, and we'll see 5 distinct cities available. So one is Mumbai, one is Kolkata, third Delhi, and then fourth is Chennai, and fifth is Kerala. So yes, 5 distinct cities are there, and we got 5 rows, and you know how these 5 rows are being fetched. Only the, amongst one group, as in from Delhi, whatsoever number of rows were there, only the first entry to the table was printed here. Same goes with Mumbai. If there were 4 rows, let's say with Mumbai, then only the first entry to the table, the first person who entered into the table, is being printed here. So these are the people who belong to distinct cities, and these are the first entries to the table also. So that's how group by using single column works. We have to now see using multiple columns. So what we can do is we can use the same query. So now if we do group by based on department comma address, what does this mean? This is a very a little bit of tricky, so we have to concentrate here and understand. So what we are doing, we are trying to group by department comma address, as in it will first check the department. Okay, so if we just run this query one more time, so if you just run this query, this is the result set. Now we have to know and understand how it has worked. So what we'll do, we'll go back to the previous table, which is select star from table name, and now we'll see. So the group by query is select star from table name, group by first column comma second column. Now let's see, we are doing using first column only. Okay, so when we do that, now group by department first was, right? So let's say it was manual testing. Now in manual testing, it will check for the address, which is Delhi. So manual testing and Delhi, the combination is unique, it will print it. So if you can just see, yes, it has printed. It will go back and check for another manual testing. What is the combination? Manual testing and Mumbai. So yes, row number 3 will also be printed. So if you can see, manual testing and Mumbai is also printed, right? Now it will go for the another manual testing, which is, okay, there's no manual testing, so this is done. Now it will go for Selenium. Selenium and Mumbai is a unique combination, it will certainly print it. So here we go, Selenium and Mumbai is printed, yes. Then there is any more Selenium, yes, Selenium and Kolkata is there, so it will also be printed. And then it will go for another department, which is MySQL. So MySQL has unique combination, which is Kolkata, and of course performance testing is once, API testing is once, and null is also once. So had there been a overlap of the address, let's say manual testing Delhi, and there was one more manual testing Delhi, so in that case only one entry would have been printed here. So we'll do that too. We'll put one entry, we'll insert one entry, and we'll see how we can do group by using multiple columns, and see that how rows are decided, how rows are checked out. So that's what happens. So here we got all the unique combinations of department and addresses. Okay, so whatever results you're seeing is based on unique combinations like manual testing Delhi, manual testing Mumbai, Selenium Mumbai, and Selenium Kolkata, and MySQL is only one. So yeah, there's only one city, and so is with performance and API testing, and then of course there's one null also. So the result is based on the combination of 2 columns which we have mentioned in the group by, and also it will make sure that the combination of these 2 are giving us unique result sets. So as in department comma address should be unique. So Selenium comma Mumbai is unique, of course, and Selenium comma Kolkata is unique. Had there been somebody would have belonged to Mumbai and also in Selenium, in that case we would have had issues, because we'll take only one entry in that case. So that is how double column, multiple column group by works. We have to now put some entries which overlaps, and then we'll see the results. So that will be more interesting. So let's do that. Now let's insert a row with department and address as the same entry, and then apply group by using multiple columns and see what is the result set looking like. So we run the insert query here on this table. So what do we do? So let's say insert into table name and then all the column names which we have. We'll just add department also. Now we'll just add it as 8 because we don't have 8, and we'll name the person as some random name. So we'll keep the address as Chennai, and if we're keeping the address as Chennai, we'll mark the department as API testing because there's somebody who exists in the table with both the entries as same. So we'll do that. So we'll keep that person's department as API testing. So here what we're trying to do, guys, is we are trying to insert a row having this, I'm so sorry, having address and department as same. So both the person as in Surabhi and this person who's going to be inserted into the table will have the address as Chennai and the department as API testing. So we'll see when we do group by what will happen using multiple column names. So we do that, we insert this, we'll just run this query. Just hang on. I want to execute this query. I'll just select it and just run this. So one row inserted, which one row is affected. So I can run a select star from employee and see it's on another tab. I have kept it here so that I can just switch tabs and I can see the result set. So yes, ID number 8 is inserted with who is having the same address and the department. We'll insert 2 more rows which will have again the combination or they will have the same address from amongst the available entries. So let's take Kolkata. So we'll add somebody who is from Kolkata and also in the same department as MySQL. Okay, so let's do that. So we'll just make it 9, and we'll also do one more thing. We'll add another row simultaneously. Okay, so we do that quickly. In the meanwhile, we'll just keep changing everything except we want to just overlap the combination from amongst available combinations. So we'll make sure we do that. Now let's say this person's name is Atul and this person is Gupta. So any random stuff I'm just adding for showing enough examples. Now this person is from Kolkata, let's say, and the person should be from, we'll keep this as something, doesn't matter. Yeah, so we wanted the person from Kolkata have the same department as the person already having. So we'll just go to the select and check once MySQL. Okay, so we are doing it. We'll keep it as MySQL. Now this is number 10, so we'll name this person as Sarah Sharma. Okay, so we'll just name as Sarah Sharma. And okay, so we can create another combination from amongst okay, we can keep it as same as like Kolkata and MySQL. So we'll do that. We can do that, or we can just add something else as in Delhi and performance testing. Let's do that, Delhi and performance testing. So we'll do the address, we'll mark the address as Delhi and the department which Sarah is belonging to is performance testing. Now we can just run this query and see if there is 2 successful entries onto the table. Yes, we'll just run select star from table name again and see what's the result set. So now we have inserted 3 new rows, which is 8, 9 and 10. We already had 10. Okay, that's my bad. So we can update it. Also, we can change the ID. Let's update. So we'll practice something else also in between. Let's practice. So I want to change. Okay, so this we will be doing in the upcoming sessions, but for now I'm quickly updating and I'll explain you how it works. I'll explain you later on about this. Okay. Okay, just hang on for a while. So I have to make it very unique actually, because I have I'm updating something which is meant to be unique, but here we have not marked as primary key, so that also we need to learn in the later sessions. So no problem, we'll do it. Okay, so we are done here. So I'll explain you later on about update command. So I just need to quickly update the person, and I'll run select star from employee so that we can see that we have 8, 9 and 12, because I had 10 and 11 already. So I have some 12 rows here, and there are combinations which overlap also, as in somebody is from Kolkata and MySQL, and there is another person who is from Kolkata and MySQL. There's somebody who is from Delhi and performance testing, and there's another person who is from Delhi and performance testing. So now when we do group by using multiple columns, we'll have interesting result sets. So let's do it. Let's run a group by query using multiple columns. Now before doing it, let's do it using one column first. Okay, so here we go. Let's do it using one column. Control C. So when we run this using one column, we already now know that it will select the distinct departments and show only the one entry from that department, the entry which is the first entry to the table, right? So that's what is happening. We already know about it. Multiple columns we have also seen. So department comma address, right? That's what we can do. Now what happens here? It will check for the department and addresses combination. So let's say if we do go to select star, so manual testing and Delhi, yes, it will print this, and Selenium is unique. Okay, then it will look for more of manual testing. Okay, let's go to manual testing in Mumbai. Yes, it will print this too. Then it will go to manual testing again. Okay, so there's no more manual testing. So these two rows will be of course printed, and Selenium Mumbai, Selenium Kolkata, yes, and Selenium Kerala, yes. So all three will be printed because they are unique combinations. Now let's go to MySQL. MySQL Kolkata is there, and then MySQL Kolkata is again there. In this case, only one of the rows will be printed. So we'll see the number of result sets. Let me run this query. Here we go. Now when we run this query, we see some set of results which are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 results are there. So 3 rows got excluded because they were repetitive, right? We inserted the 3 rows as repetitive. They all got not all, because it will enter. So here Sana Sarkar is having no department, right? So null is yet another different entry. So it will enter all the entries which are non-unique, and at the same time, if there is a overlap, there are 2 rows having same combinations, then only one of the rows will be replicated here in the result set. So that's how group by using multiple columns work. Let's move back to the PPT and see what's more in there. Here we go. So after multiple columns, we have group and aggregate functions. Yes, we can use aggregate functions also using group by. So if one of the popular aggregate function is count. Count is very popular, as in count star from select count star from table name fetches us the number of rows in the table. Now, how group by can be used along with count. Now let me first run that what I was trying to show you. Hang on. Now if I just run here, now we know we have 12 rows, right? So if I just run this again for you, you know that this is the total results set which we have. Now here if I write some query like select count of star as in all from table name employee. Okay, we'll run this and we'll see what is fetched. 12. Because count actually counts the number of rows. So we have asked the count statement, aggregate function, to count everything, all the rows. So total number of rows is 12. So the result is 12, which is correct. Now we'll see how we can apply group by using count. So let's apply group by and see. So select first name, count of anything we can do. Let's say we do count of ID from table name. Group by departments. So what this query is going to do, it will fetch you the number of people belonging to each department. As in there are total 12 people. So in individual departments, so I can print the department also here for that sake, department comma count of ID. So let me run this query and show you the importance of group by using aggregate functions. Okay, now here is the result sets. Now the first name is irrelevant here actually. If it's just fetching us the first row, which we know, we'll just remove this and run the query one more time. So now when you see the results, you know that, okay, fine, department manual testing is having 2 people, Selenium is having 3 people, 5, and MySQL is having 2 more people, 7, and performance is 2, 9, and API is 2, like 11, and null is 1. So total 12 entries we have, isn't it? So this is a very important query which you can see that using group by and aggregate functions. So what I did, I tried and found out that in each individual department how many people are working. So we have to first group by using the department, okay, but at the same time I also need to count the rows inside that one, inside each group maybe. So that's what the query serves, as in select whatever you want to print here. I want to print the department and the count of some things, any row. So it's good to choose a row which is unique. So I have chosen ID. So select department comma count of ID from the table name and group by. So there is no where clause here. We don't want to restrict the number of data sets on the results printed. We want to actually group it. So we can directly apply group by then department. So what group by department is doing, it is actually grouping based on distinct departments. So in one department, how many people are there? That is done by the count statement, count function. So that's how count function is useful. We'll apply some more count functions and see. Hang on. Let me run the select star for you. Here it is. So we have this. So we can also count based on the number of addresses. Let's say I want to find out that how many people, how many different places are there, how many different cities are there, and from each city how many people are there in the company. So we can do that. Let's do it. So the query is find out distinct cities and also how many people from each city are there in the company. So the query will look something like this. Select address, of course I want to print the address, comma count of something, maybe ID or address itself, doesn't matter. From employee, I have to write the table name, of course, all the time. Group by address. Okay, so we'll run this and see how it works. Now it is telling me the distinct cities in our table and also how many people are there from each city. So in Delhi, there are 2 people or 3 people in the company. From Mumbai, there are 2 people, and so on. So the total must be 12. So that's how count, which is one of the aggregate functions, is used with group by. Let's go back to the PPT and see what's more in there. Okay. Now we have to learn about having clause. So as we know that along with select statement, we can use where clause to restrict the number of data which we are getting in the result set, isn't it? Where is applying a condition on the results which we are about to get using the select query. Similarly, here in group by, we have a clause which is called having. Having will apply some condition on the result sets which we are going to get. Example. Okay, now let's run a normal group by query, which is group by department. Okay, we'll just run this normal group by using single column and everything. Okay, so this is the result set wherein we are getting people from distinct departments. Okay, we're getting to know the distinct departments. We have grouped the table on the basis of departments. Now we want to know only those people who are actually earning above 80,000 from this result set. As in, we only want to fetch those people who are earning above 80,000. So what we have to do, we have to apply this query, of course, but we have to restrict the results, right? Isn't it? We have to restrict, we have to apply a condition. So the query remains same with one of the conditional clauses, which is called having in case of group by. So what we are saying, select star from employee, group by department, having, then what do you want to apply? Having salary greater than 80,000. So that's the condition which we want to apply on the result set. And then when we run this, we'll get people only who are having salaries higher than 80,000. So we'll get some around 3 rows. We'll just run and see quickly. Yeah, just 3 rows. Only 3 people are earning above 80,000. So if you want to see people who are earning 80,000 and above, so we'll just apply an equal to over it, and then we'll just run it and see. We have how many people? Some 5 people are there amongst the result set which was select star from table name group by department. So it had some result sets. On that we have to apply some condition. Then we'll use a clause called having. Okay, so we'll see what more we can do. We can do more of group by statements here. Let's do it. So let's apply select star from employee group by address, maybe whatever. Now if you want to apply some clause, let's say we want to know we want to group based on different addresses or different locations in the country. We want to group people and see the result, but we only want to see people from 2 departments, let's say. Okay, we only want to see people belonging to only 2 departments. So that's our requirement. We want to group, of course, but at the same time we don't want to do that too. So we can do it having department in. Yeah, in is used to comma separate values and then C. So we want to see people belonging to either MySQL, or I want to see people who are in Selenium. So we only want these skill sets amongst the result set. So let's run the query. So when we run it, okay, we get the results as, I'll just expand it so that you can see the results properly. So we get some around 3 people. So these distinction is based on, this grouping is based on the address, people belong from distinct places, addresses. But we have also had a clause that these people should only be from amongst either MySQL or Selenium. So that's what the query has done. So had we run it only till having department, let's say if we have run something like this, only till address. So if I run this, I'll get some result which is around 5 distinct rows, because Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Kerala. But since I'm applying a query and a clause over it, so having clauses restricting it to only 3 rows, because only 3 people are from either MySQL or Selenium. Okay, so MySQL is this person and Selenium is this person and this person. Okay, so that's how this group by is working, and we are using having clause to its best. So that's all from today's session about group by using single column, group by using multiple columns, group by using aggregate functions like count, and group by using clause, which is having clause, which actually restricts the number of result sets which we get as a part of the group by query. So we'll learn more about MySQL queries in the upcoming sessions. Till then, thank you.